I'm Donkey Kong. I'm Donkey Kong. Watch my Donkey Kong punch.
Okay, well.
I punch.
Jesus Christ.
Punch.
Hey, look, it's a little dead meme. Fuck you, little bitch. You think you can fuck with me? Wanna go ring? Fuck you, little bitch. Hey, look, I'm hoping to break out the knees. Fuck you, little bitch.
Hey, everybody. It's me. It's us. Welcome to the Snark Tank podcast. Chris Raygun, Tom Sweeney, Derek Blackman, some black guy. We're all here today with another one of these wonderful little episodes of the show that you all somehow still enjoy. God bless you. We love you. We appreciate you.
What's up, baby?
Yeah, what's up? Kingston, why are you smiling? Why you got like the smile of a little cherub on your face there?
A little cherub. Yeah, I contorted my face as much as possible because I don't smile too often. So when I smile, it looks like
it's gonna get stuck that way. That's how cerebral palsy happens.
It is.
Or Bell's palsy. Sorry, it's Bell's palsy. Wrong one.
They're very different.
Yeah, those are vastly different palsies.
Ballsy. It's sorry. It was very that was a very cerebral palsy thing to say. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But so I'll be real. I'll be real with you guys. This is another one of those weeks where I'm sure the most interesting thing will happen the day after we record this, where it doesn't seem like much is going on. Instagram and Facebook and WhatsApp are down. I don't care. That's like the most interesting thing I saw today, which is, you know, needless to say, pretty indicative of a very uninteresting day, indicative of a fairly uninteresting week. But there are a couple things that we have lined up today, specifically about, some of the content creators and their opinions on certain movie stars or legacy action hero characters that may or may not be replaced with Idris Elba. We'll get to that when we want to get to it. But Derek said he wanted to open the show with something very specific. I'm not super sure what it is because I don't remember what the hell we said last episode, but I'll just let you take it from here.
Let's hear it, Derek.
Thank you so much, guys. Thanks so much. No, so I typically don't. Over the years of doing YouTube and whatnot, the comment sections I'm pretty much burnt out of them, especially if it happens to do with me. I'm talking about even positive stuff. I'm just like, ugh. You know what I mean? It's a no offense to people, but the reason I saw the comment section of our last podcast is because my girlfriend, she talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is kind of relevant to what we're talking about because it was, if you guys remember in the last podcast, I'm sure the listeners do remember it because some of them seem like they're still seething. I think they misunderstood what Chris and I were saying about, we were talking about like dating and like, do people sleep with the people before they start dating or whatnot and stuff like that. And I feel like a lot of people, from reading some of the comment sections, I think a lot of people misunderstood what we were saying. Because which is weird to me because I thought we laid it out correctly, but because what we were trying to say is very simply that most people, there's always exceptions to the rule, always, in every situation, everything, but most people generally, they date each other, like go out on dates. So there's a difference between going out on dates and dating someone, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I went on a few dates with this person, or I'm dating around or whatever. So the typical thing is you meet somebody, you go out on a few dates with them. Usually after 2-3 different dates or whatever, you sleep with them. You go back to the place, we go to each other's place, whatever. Then after a while, you make the decision if you want to actually date them or not. Make them your girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever. That's like the typical casual thing to the point where I
still disagree with that, but that I know it happens. I don't think it's the vast majority, but that is definitely common.
No, it's common is vast majority. And why is vast majority? And let's bring it to the United States, because there's a lot of other cultures that are probably different around the world, but let's talk about the United States where we live and the way the dating system works. And if you look at a dating app, for example, it is based off of how we date. And one of the rules,
modern dating. Yeah, it's very true.
Yeah. And even before that, though, it's just a new take on modern dating. People like to go to the mall, go to amusement parks, whatever, meet people and try to hook up with them. That was a very common thing to do. Meet people up. And the first thing you didn't think was, I want to date this person. I want to make them my girlfriend. That is not your first thought.
That's
your first
true,
thought was
like,
typically
you don't exactly I have had no shortage of sleeping with women. It's not even a braggadocious thing. I have had no shortage of women. I've definitely dated girls first, then slept with them. I've definitely like hung out with a girl like maybe twice and then slept with them.
Like when you say you've dated them, see, here's the thing. I want to make sure they were your girl. That was your girlfriend.
We were dating, like that was my girlfriend. And then later on, like kind of early-ish into the relationship, we slept with each other, you know?
So why did that happen though? Was it because you wanted it to be that way?
They wanted the title first. They wanted to have a title on it first.
So they wanted the title first.
But that was also when I was younger. I was younger then. I was much younger then. You know, because I haven't dated someone I haven't been dating someone other than the last person. I've been with Lily for 5 years.
Sure.
So I was 22 and I was already dating someone then.
But what exactly is the point of you saying that? I don't understand why you're saying that.
Because I haven't dated in a while. I haven't just straight up dated in a while. So that's another thing that I can admit that I haven't done that in a while. I haven't been on the prowl in quite a while.
I just want to say, look, what I think is what's happening, because I think that a lot of people in their social circles are like, there's a lot of people they hang out with people that have common interests and stuff like that, and they don't really see outside of their bubble, because like I feel like a lot of people say, oh, I think this is making someone your boyfriend or girlfriend first and then sleeping with them is the most common thing. I think that's like wildly, like, if that were the case, the classified ads before there was apps or anything like that, it would be so different, because there's always a saying, like people always say, I don't fuck on the first date, or they have a rule. You sleep with them maybe on the third date. They have these things because it's so common to fuck people when you're first dating around than when you actually become boyfriend and girlfriend. There's all these cliches, and it's not the other way around. I would they don't have any of those cliches of like, oh, make sure I can't even think of anything off the top of my head.
It should also be stated, by the way, that there are places where like people get like married off to people that they've never met. You know what I mean? Like that's like millions of people do that.
Yeah, and I'm talking about though. That's why I said like let's back it up to just talking about the United States specifically.
Right.
I can understand that because of the idea of dating apps in general. People go on that just to fuck. Like that is what people just.
Well, even before that, like I mentioned, classified ads. It's the same principle.
It's the same principle, but it's nowhere near as widespread.
Of course it's not. It's the internet versus fucking real life. What I'm saying is the concept was the same. People looking for dates and stuff like that. Of course, a lot of people say they look for love and all this shit, but really they're trying to fuck people. they're trying to, you know, otherwise you would go to, you know, meet someone at your church, meet someone at your school, meet someone at your job. You know?
Yeah. The thing is, like, I have a really hard time believing that like a mid-20s, late 20s, like even like early 30s, mid 30s person would date a person for years without sleeping with them.
Years is a long time.
Well, years is crazy. That's, yeah.
Even like several months. That seems like insane.
Like months is not quite that long.
That seems insane.
But definitely years. But also a lot of people just can't get laid. Like we're also forgetting.
But they're dating.
That, like
these are dating people.
I understand that. That's true. But even people that are dating, like a lot of people just can't even get to the sex part in general. Because there's a lot of girls that are like, I'm not gonna fuck. Because there's a lot of girls. Like we all know the girls that were just out here fucking everybody, and then they were just like, I'm not gonna do that no more. I'm gonna wait until I find that same guy. And we're like,
sure,
yo,
but they had to do the normal thing first. You understand what I'm saying?
I wouldn't say. I would say they are both common. They are both common things to see.
Look, they're common, but there's one more common than the other. Which what you're saying, even you saying that they're fucking before they get to that place where they want to respect themselves or whatever. It's because the normal thing they're doing is I'm just saying the normal thing. Well, whatever their reason is, right? Because there is some reason. A lot of times, religion's the one that's like, I want to save myself till marriage. I have no argument with that. Because you have a principle that was bestowed to you by a religion.
Oh, I have an argument.
The ones that when people, well, no, I fucking hate religion. I'm just saying, I understand why they do it. I can't argue with you because I understand where it came from.
Right,
it's the arbitrary people that set themselves whatever. They do all this stuff. But my whole thing was, because like, I don't have a problem what the fuck you do. I'm just saying the people generally, especially because like I read one of the comments, and I think somebody was confused because I couldn't even tell if the person was agreeing or disagreeing, but he said something like, you know, you want to make sure this person, don't you want to know everything about them before you start dating them, which is a really obvious thing to do. Because here's the thing, you can start dating somebody with no sex, and then you have sex later and find out motherfucker's a freak and likes fucking like 7 fucking, you know, like fist in his ass or some shit. Or, oh, he's actually, you know, I like multiple partners or something. I didn't bring that up because it wasn't appropriate. Like, you can run into disasters. So usually people, from anyone that I know, in the tons of social circles I've been in, people be fucking and they're like, you know what? This person has a great heart, great lay. I really want to be with them for the rest of my life. That's usually what happens. Yeah. So my whole thing was like, why the fuck were people even like? There was like an uproar, and then okay, go ahead, because there's a few other comments I have to focus on too.
You can focus on them. I have not. The second I hand it off to Kyle to edit this shit, I don't know what the hell I just said. It's just out my mouth and into the ether. Hopefully, what I did makes somebody's day a little bit worse. But you know,
I think we did that time though.
Yeah.
I swear to God, and it made me wonder though. I'm like, are people? Does this happen often where the comment section's like a bunch of people like saying, you know, because it was like some people were going hard in the paint to the point where I'm talking about nitpicky stuff where like there was a guy, I guess because I was talking about the evolution. Like most things are made for us to survive.
Right.
We develop most things. And some people are like, well, not all things. And one person specifically said, because I misspoke, I was talking about how like why fucking fruit tastes so delicious to us is I said the word fatty, and someone's like, fruit isn't fatty, and like I saw that shit like upvoted, and I'm like, bruh, it has sugar in it, which turns into fat. But I'm telling you, this is how seething people were. To the point where somebody pointed that out, where I'm like, I misspoke, bro. You know, fucking fruit makes you fat because sugar turns into fucking fat, bro. What's going on here?
I think people are, you know, well, this is a very important subject to a lot of people because it's how people go about their lives. You know what I mean? It's how people like, it's very personal to a lot of people. So when you have even just a slight critique of the way that people are living their lives, people take it a little bit more personally than they should. But
I agree.
But, you know, for real though, like my opinion, I think the smarter people get that part of it out of the way first. Because it's way smarter for yourself, no? It's way smarter to get that out of the way as early on as possible than it is waiting like fucking 3 years to get married to somebody, and then you find out that we do not have any chemistry physically at all. You know, like that is such a shit. Can you imagine having a fucking wedding for somebody and then you sleep with the person on the first day and it's like, holy shit, they're terrible. I hate this. What a terrible experience. And then that happens, bro. That happens.
But like, it's so not hard to be like.
It's hard not to be what?
Real. It's hard not to be like at least fine at sex.
No,
you know, it's hard not to be at least fine, bro. I've had maybe 3 bad lays in like all of the women I've slept with in my life. Like 3.
But you don't know how. Like, say, here's the thing. Like, I could say that I'm pretty decent, right? But at the same time, some people will never tell you the fucking truth.
Yeah.
So you can never be too fucking sure of yourself.
Everybody thinks they're pretty decent. You know,
I'm no god emperor, but I'm fine at least. Right. I at least like go down there and do some work, and then like, hey man, that might have been disappointing, but it wasn't that disappointing.
It's not about, but here's the thing. It's not even necessarily about whether or not it's, because there's being good at it, and then there's just like chemistry in general. Like there are people that I have been with who are like, you know, it's good, but there's no, like it's just like it's almost like out of rhythm.
Like you didn't feel anything. You didn't like feel anything either afterwards, right?
It's not feeling anything. It's less. Most of the time. No. It's less about that and more about just like there's I don't know. You could probably get Larry David to write a pretty good show with somebody else, and it would probably be pretty good. But it wouldn't be Seinfeld. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be that. Like, ooh, this is a fucking good this is a really good show. Or like it's less about talent and skill in a lot of those cases and more about just like, do you compliment the other person? You know, like, yeah. And a lot goes into that beyond just like,
I agree.
Beyond just base level stuff. And you can't possibly know that if you can't know that until you do it.
I feel like you can have an idea of it, but you can't exactly.
You can have some idea
exactly
of it. I'm sure you've been surprised.
Oh, absolutely. But you know why? I could fucking tell before. But also, it's just people just don't read situations. Also, like, you know, like, bro, if someone walks in a room and they're off, I can feel it. I can feel that shit. You can, because Chris, me and you have been in the same room, and someone's walked in a room that we both knew was off. And we were like, hey, man, you fucking noticed that fucking entity that walked in? That fucking shadow? That storm cloud that walked in the room?
It. Yeah.
Dude, I have
like that old child. That old child.
Frankie.
Frankie
come on, man. Let's not. I don't want to even think about that thing anymore.
Frankie walked in the room, and it got quiet. And I was just like, oh, this guy's sick. This guy's obviously not okay. He looks like he's younger and older than me at the same time. This is clearly not a good idea. But you can tell, and especially someone that you're dating, like, you know, like, I've dated girls who I could tell instantly they were fucking crazy, but I kept dating them because they were attractive to me. You know, you can tell your chemistry with somebody.
I have never done that.
That's crazy. I can name four. I can name four right now, bro.
I've honestly never done that. I have been ambushed. Once I fucking committed to them, they're like, hey, guess what? I am insane. Like, and it was fucking, oh man.
Hey, guess what?
It was the second after I said, would you mind being my girlfriend? Would you like to go out with me? And she was like, sure. And then she put on a fucking clown nose immediately and then fucking started honking it. And then I was like, oh, great. This is going to be great. This is going to be a fucking, this actually happened to me.
She put a real clown nose on?
No.
Can
you imagine?
That was the most socially. That was the most socially retarded thing you ever said, Chris.
I was trying to be convincing because you do it so much, Chris. You do it so much. Like the Full Metal Sheen and stuff. Like you fucking like convince people. One last thing I wanted to mention in the comment section, which I think is kind of important because a lot of people were kind of like, they were backing your boy Sween up. They were backing your boy Sween up, which made me think, I'm like, okay, a lot of people, and I don't say this in a negative way. I was like, I think there's maybe a lot of people that have not the best or the healthiest relationship with sex. And I don't even say that as a negative.
100%.
Like I say, I just say it as a sex. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, and so like, there's people that take different approaches to it because they may be. It's not like I just want to take this thing head on, so they may kind of push it to the back. And I don't think that's like, I don't think, like I said, Chris, I agree with you. I don't think it's the smartest thing to do. But if that's your approach, all love. I ain't fucking like saying like y'all are fucking tripping. You need to just stick your dick in somebody as soon as you fucking meet them, or even fucking the third time you meet them. I ain't saying that shit. You fucking do you. I'm just saying commonality. And the last thing.
Yeah,
because they were like saying, I already said the last thing, right? But the last thing, because there was assumptions that Chris and I are single. Like it was like, oh, we're fucking like no wonder Sweeny's in a nice loving relationship and fucking Chris and Derrick are single. I was like, bitch, look, I'm gonna tell you what, guys. Next time when this thing comes out, I'm gonna pin a fucking nice picture of me and my girl on my Twitter. So if you still happen to want to just see my nice loving relationship and that
some homo stuff, in your picture with your girl, that's crazy.
It's gay. It's pretty fucking gay, dude. I feel gay. Like even, especially my fucking girl, my girl fucking chastised me when I say anything sweet. She fucking immediately says, you're such a faggot or you're so gay. And I'm like, well, I mean, I'm like, I don't know what to, because I feel like my man card feels like it should be revoked when I fucking sing all the sweet shit.
You send sweet to your girlfriend? That's crazy, bro. I'm not overly sweet at all. Like everyone has seen, you've both seen me interact with my girlfriend. And we butt heads more often than anything else.
All right, should
I at least say sweet things to her?
All right,
there's some straight up abuse there.
I think, Derrick, I think now's the time. We should probably have this conversation. If we don't do it now, we never will. we have to have the conversation about the fact that like Sweeney's girlfriend is not a real person. This is a fake person. We have literally hung out with him and his girlfriend. He's been alone in our living room, just talking,
crazy. That's
talking.
Crazy.
And look, I'll be real with you. I was waiting until I like moved out to say anything because I didn't want you to like snap out of your reality and like do something crazy. But we have to have this conversation.
You know what's funny? What if I've been posting pictures with me and my girlfriend and it's no one in the picture? I was just driving around with my girlfriend in her car. I don't know what the fuck just happened.
What would you do? What would you do?
I thought you were doing... Go ahead.
What would you do, sweetie, if you called your girlfriend right now and my phone rang? And you've just been talking to my voicemail.
That would fuck me. That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy enough for me to like just go like I need to be admitted because I'm like 2 seconds from becoming a psychopath.
That would be a whole Shutter Island scenario, you know?
That's a fucking story right there. That's a whole entire fucking story of like that's some shit that fucking Lovecraft would write. Like me being with this girl for years and then she's not real and I'm like, bro, but she's real. That's some fucking what's his name? The guy that made the kids fuck each other.
Stephen King.
That's some Stephen King shit.
Oh wait,
right
wrong
there.
one.
Wait, what'd you say?
I said Spielberg. Same shit. They do the same thing.
Not
fucking
exact,
Cujo, Jurassic Park, same shit, dude. Come on.
What?
It's the same fucking thing.
Oh, because the dinosaurs were kids, right? Because they were young.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
It the Clown, fucking Indiana Jones, same shit. Same fucking thing.
I've still not seen an Indiana Jones from start to finish.
Really?
I've seen several clips of several of those movies, but I don't know a single like beginning to end Indiana Jones story.
Oh, let me tell you something. Honestly, you don't need you if you've seen the clips, you've seen the movies.
That's like kind of why
the things that you've seen. That's really you don't need to see.
That's kind of why
it's kind of like an action movie, right?
I love those movies, but like they're not like I love them because I love Harrison Ford, especially young Harrison Ford when he was like on the verge of probably saying something racist all the time. Like, ooh, fantastic.
I think it's now. I think it's more than ever now.
Now he's just kind of
like a classic racist now.
He's just chilling. He's just like whatever, man.
He's chilling, but he just. I think that's just my own brain. I think it's my own brain. I just when I see him, I feel like he was just like, especially when he came back for the Force Awakens. Like he just seemed like a race. He reminded me of Gran Torino and that fucking
what's his name? What was that fucking guy?
Clint Eastwood.
Old Clint Eastwood. Sorry, he reminded me of that. I was like, dude, he's in that stage now.
Yo, people love him, bro. First of all, Gran Torino, you guys got to see that movie. He's so fucking racist in that movie. It's fucking unbelievable, it's amazing, bro.
Do you guys remember when he interviewed Obama and it wasn't Obama, it was just like an empty chair.
Was essentially Sweeney and his fucking girlfriend.
Yeah, it was exactly
the same thing.
That's why I brought it up.
He's so right wing. It's hilarious. I love it. But it's like, how could you not have you not seen him? You not see the roles he takes? This man is he's the America that we ran from.
Look, there comes a point, right, where a person is just too old to be a good person, I think. Like if you,
I feel like that's not true.
I really do feel like that's true because here it's different if you're like a Bernie type who's like always been that person, you know, and you were that person in like the 60s and you're still that person now. That's a different thing. But if you were like a standard, like I'm going to go with the consensus individual in the 50s, you're not like I cannot expect better of Clint Eastwood. Like it would be so stupid of me to try. You know,
I think he's cool because I love his movies, and my grandma loves his movies too. My grandma's infatuated with them. And I'm like, Grandma, you know, he's like
he is cool.
He's seethingly racist.
He is.
Like, I don't think he's
cool
racist exactly. He's cool as fuck, but I know he's like this guy is like a right wing motherfucker. Like this man is the right. This man is the right.
When he wrote Gran Torino, because I think he wrote it.
Oh, he didn't write it. I don't think he wrote it.
Are you sure?
I think he wrote it.
I feel like he wrote it.
I could be wrong, but I don't think he wrote it.
I feel like he literally just like, I just wrote me if I wasn't an actor. Like if I took this other route.
This is the laugh I wish I had. Nah, fucking
because his son is super nice.
Yeah, well,
Like, his
that's
son
what
is, like,
happens a lot of
super
times, right? The
young and, like,
generational thing.
nice.
Like, my parents are so racist, I want nothing to do with that. It
It's funny
happens sometimes,
because
right?
his son, like, they find his son hanging out with like trap artists, like hanging out with the
Uh-oh.
Migos and shit like that, like drinking
shit,
with
he's
them.
Probably
And it's like
furious.
he's like, you can't come back, boy. You can't come back. You gonna smell like him in the house. You
Hanging
can't
out
come
with
back.
those porch monkeys.
People tend to become the opposite of what their parents are. Typically, like almost by rebellion, but not in every case. It's usually just like, I've seen that. I don't necessarily want that.
Oh shit, he directed it. Oh shit, he
Of
did
course-
direct it.
of course
he
he
definitely
didn't
directed it.
write
I
it.
guess he didn't write it though. He didn't write it.
He didn't write it,
Okay.
but he probably helped.
Yeah.
He probably was like, put this one in there.
He changed every racist every fucking derogatory fucking statement was him. It wasn't even in there before.
It was off the cuff.
But I think
You know that what they call them fucking VCs, right?
They call
Put
them
that in there.
zipper heads.
the
Fucking
main
zipper heads.
the main takeaway from this conversation,
Yeah.
I think, is, Sweeney's girlfriend is not a real person.
She's real,
True.
dude.
That's
She's
what
so real.
She's
All fact,
she's
no cap.
real. Is there more a crazy thing you could say than she's real?
She's real. You can look her up. She exists. There's information about her.
Yeah.
What if she didn't know who I was?
Yeah,
Like, who the fuck are
hey,
you?
nice to
Who are you?
Hi. How'd you know my name?
You've been why'd you say that name? Why'd you say? How do you know Martha? How do you know Martha?
So stupid.
Save Martha.
Isn't that like the greatest fucking scene in cinema history?
I couldn't believe
Can we be
that
real?
shit.
Can we be real about that?
The best
That
scene,
there was a room full of people and they all just agreed that, like, yeah, we got it. That was fucking sick.
bro.
that
that's
was really
how-
good, guys.
That's how I feel about what's a movie that every time I watch, I'm like, I can't believe these motherfuckers did this. What's the movie that like it just takes me back? I'm trying to
Only
think. There
you
has to
can
be-
answer that question.
There
Right? I
has
was
to
like,
be at least
come on,
one
man.
movie. There has to be at least one movie that I've seen that's like, name all the worst movies you've seen. Like genuinely, like, straight up the worst movies. Oh my god, The Force Awakens. They were like, oh yeah, dude, let them kiss, and then she comes back to life. And I'm like, nigga, what are you fuck?
Wait, what was that?
They kiss.
When was that?
Kylo or Ben brings back Rey. Then they kiss. Then Ben dies.
Oh, in the
last one.
Skywalker one. The
Yeah,
rest,
and I
the
was
last
just like,
Skywalker.
The Rast.
Did I say the last
The Rast
wait,
Skywalker?
The Rast Skywalker.
Yeah, they did that. They
Same
kissed,
shit.
and I was like, "Yo,
I remember
you know how
that
many
now.
people couldn't?" Anakin,
Like, why didn't she kiss him and then bring him back? When it kept going back and forth?
that's why I was like, "Why don't they just keep doing it?" And then they both be like sort of alive, and they're both lying, and then they would eventually get more lifeable, and then go do their thing.
That's
not
Like, I
such
bet
an
he would have stayed alive
insane.
if she would have like sucked his dick or something.
He
He would have been like, he would have perked up right away.
That is such an insane
died.
premise, though, to kiss somebody alive and then like keep like it's like a tennis match. It just keeps going back and forth.
It just
No,
keeps-
she didn't kiss him alive. What happened was he did like force healing because they can do force healing. Not Anakin, the guy that's literally the embodiment of the Force. He couldn't do force healing. The main character of the series, his main character couldn't do that. Rey, some bitch that just became a Jedi at like 21,
yeah.
could fucking
And they found
do
it out
That
because
was-
of some fucking worm or something, right? It was like,
yeah, they
a
found
worm,
it
like-
he healed the worm.
yeah, that's
He
what it
healed
was.
the
That's what
fucking
it
worm,
was.
bro. Deadass.
Fuck, I forgot that whole movie. You just reminded me of everything.
That movie's a nightmare.
She
bro.
healed a worm.
She
Yeah.
healed some sort of worm because the worm was in the way of her getting this fucking dagger.
And that's
that was
when they
only
found the
useful in
MacGuffin.
one place.
They fell
only useful
down
in one
some
place.
arbitrary sand fucking dune or whatever, and then fucking they found a worm, and then the MacGuffin dagger just happened to be there. I hated that so much that I forgot.
The MacGuffin dagger was only useful in one particular place at a particular time. So it wasn't even overall to say useful thing. They didn't find like an Excalibur you put up into the sky and it beams somewhere like in fucking Shadow of Colossus. Like, oh, this will be useful if it's just daytime. We can always use this. But
Like,
she just found a thing that randomly was useful at one time.
I would have respected it if they tried to use it and they're like, this, I don't understand it. It doesn't match with anything. Like, and then somebody would have said, oh shit, it would have matched fucking years ago when they first did it. Fuck, we got to think of something else. That would be like, clever.
And then the thing that they went looking for to get there got destroyed.
The first
and
MacGuffin,
they just
that's right.
found another one.
It was just like a MacGuffin fest, dude. It was, that movie sucks so bad. I forgot about the whole movie. I don't remember.
That series makes me so angry because it's like they were like, "Yo, let's just not give this to Dave Filoni. Let's just not give this to Dave Filoni." And he was like, "Guys, I'm the only person that really cares about this series left on this planet, left in this room." And they were like, "Nah, fuck you." And they gave it to fucking two jackasses. And then they were like, "Hey, Filoni and fucking the guy that made Iron Man, please help." And they fixed the universe.
I don't think I finished that movie. I think I stopped watching. I think it was you could stream it somewhere. I can't remember where the hell. And I watched a little bit of it and I couldn't finish it because I just didn't. It felt like Amazing Spider-Man 2 again, where like it was just like, here's a bunch of scenes that they filmed and they're just showing. It was like somebody showing you a bunch of different Star Wars things and being like, this is a movie, what I'm showing you. But it's really just like a bunch of like disorganized scenes that just sort of take place in the same universe or whatever. It's very weird. It was like a slideshow.
There was good parts in it, but over everything that
what good parts?
Something else.
Tell me a good part. I'm curious about that.
The part where they found out that Poe was a drug dealer, and they went to that planet where they show where he came from, where you met that girl with like the fucking like the Tron kind of mask.
Oh, the whole fucking the whole Nazi-esque cool type of feel. I like the set, but I still thought that was a stupid scene.
I thought it was cool. I thought that Poe was cool.
I don't remember that scene at all.
I thought the scene where Leia and
Ant-Man,
Leia and Luke were training with each other. I was like, oh, that's really cool. I like the idea that Leia was a Jedi too, because there was no point that no one, like, I don't know why no one trained her too. They would have just had two people to fight Vader instead of one. But I guess she was doing the whole politics thing.
Vader didn't even go after her was fucking like the way
he knew also.
But like,
I guess that's why he didn't go after her. I guess that's why he was like, I'm not.
But what I mean is like, why not try? Why are you trying so fucking hard to bring Luke to the dark side and not fucking Leia?
I think because it was like, oh, this is a woman. They're not gonna want a woman hero. I think that's probably what happened.
That was probably what.
I mean, totally. Yeah, I think that's the obvious answer. I'm surprised you didn't immediately assume that.
But it's like fucking. Okay, go ahead.
But what's crazy is that at the end, the original script for the framework of the original trilogy, she was supposed to be the hero because what would win would be democracy. Democracy was the thing that would end up like saving the universe. People were like working together and figuring out like, hey, we got to go this way about doing stuff like together. And I'm like, whoa, that would have been really cool way to end it. But they were just like, Lucas, your idea, and they fucking, in a boardroom, they all fucking cummed on the paper. And we're like, fuck you. They all took turns coming on this fucking original script. And they were like, all right.
They waited for each other to finish. All of them.
Eat it. Yeah. And he made Lucas eat the fucking cum-riddled fucking script and told him get the fuck out afterwards.
That is a dark image.
They called China, they were like, China, what do you guys want us to do? And they were like, female. Hung up the phone.
I don't, man.
She used Force Lightning, bro. She used Force Lightning.
I have so little passion for Star Wars. It's insane.
I love Star Wars. I love Dune. I love those series. And like seeing someone destroy such a well-loved thing really bothers me. Star Wars is such a well-loved
I get it.
franchise.
I mean, I get it.
It's insane. It's so magical and whimsical because it's not. I wouldn't call Star Wars science fiction. It's more like
it's not at all.
Fantasy. It's like space fantasy.
It's space. It's a space opera, as they say.
So like, I really love that series, and it's so magical, and everyone can implant themselves in that universe, and it can be cool because there's so much you can do in that universe. So much like expanse. The Force is a cool concept when it's explained halfway, which most people just don't fucking do.
What about the Metachlorians?
The Metachlorian, that was stupid, but like even that was kind of whimsical and cool enough. You're like, oh, you can tell how strong someone's gonna be in the Force. It's like, all right, that's kind of silly.
That was just Dragon Ball Z power level type stuff. Like that was like, what's his Metachlorian count?
I just learned about autonomous Ultra Instinct. I just learned about that yesterday.
What?
Dumbest shit ever. Dumbest.
I just caught up with Dragon Ball Super yesterday.
Yeah,
and the highest power level is autonomous Ultra Instinct, and I was like, okay, at this point, They're literally just, like you have the those balls, you just shake them up and then you just pick 3 fucking words out of it, and like that's what it's called. I was
Ultra
like, what the fuck is this?
It's a real thing for like fighters, but it's like, this is stupid. Y'all don't fucking know what that is.
Ultra Instinct is a cool word, but that's about it. Like, I don't know, man. There's so many transformations in Dragon Ball, and it's like, it's so tiring. And they get like a bit of a pass because they kind of invented it, but like, you can't just keep doing it. Like it's like it's like your great uncle who's like kind of gone, and he like tells the same joke every Thanksgiving as if like he didn't tell you last year, and you're like, ah, yeah, we love that one about the the baby and a baby in the all sport, but he's
kind of gone, and you just
it's wild, dude. Like, I thought like the main guy that was the hardest guy to beat, Jiren, to get to that fucking point. I was like, oh, how the fuck is this guy so powerful? And his backstory was, oh, everyone left him in his life. That was it.
And he died. His parents died. His parents died, and his friends
fucking
left.
Village or whatever, they left, and he just basically, he's alone. He's abandoned. And I was like, but how did he get powerful? Like, at least Goku, he's a Saiyan that like, and they have like unlimited fucking potential. This fucking alien, this purple piece of shit, there was nothing. He was just powerful, and it pissed.
What makes it even worse?
I can't believe I expected something good from Dragon Ball. Like I actually thought maybe they were going to give me an explanation
man.
Why
this is not Z anymore.
But look, there was another guy below him, top. At least he got like, okay, he was really fucking strong, and then he got stronger because he was being groomed to be a destroyer. Makes sense. And then Jiren, he's just the strongest being in the known fucking multiverse, and there's nothing. Who did he train with? Why did he tap into this shit? Nothing.
Yeah,
and but I was like, I feel so robbed.
Yeah, but at a certain point, you have to be like, all right, Dragon Ball Z is like what, from like the 80s?
Yeah, it is.
Can you think of an 80s band that if they came out with something today, you'd be like, yeah, dude.
Yeah,
really looking forward to that.
Strokes literally did it, dude.
What?
The last album wasn't bad, man.
Who?
The Strokes.
Are you insane?
Really? It wasn't horrible.
The Strokes?
It wasn't like, didn't they recently come out with it?
The Strokes are from the fucking 2000s.
They are?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Are the Strokes like an old band?
No.
I thought they were old. I'm tripping.
You're thinking of the Rolling Stones.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
No, I think the Strokes are an old ass band, aren't they?
I mean, they're older people, I guess, kind of. Not even really. Like,
if anybody would know, 98, bro. Never mind. Never fucking mind. Okay. 98.
Yeah, like they exploded. They exploded in like 2003 or something.
No, I remember when I thought they like, it was like one of those things because there is a specific band that was old that had a surfacing because of all these bands that came out around the same time, like the Strokes, I guess. Right. So I'm probably getting confused with that. Yeah, there was is it the Hives or something? There's like an older band
maybe
that was like been around for a long time, and they had a resurgence because of all this shit.
Maybe.
No, you're probably thinking of the Smiths, man.
The Smiths?
Maybe.
Really?
Definitely not the Strokes. But I don't know. Like, if a band had their heyday in the 80s, you're not going to expect something good from them in 2021. You're just not. I'm just sorry. Like, your skills have waned. They just can't. You cannot be as good as you were. Musicians specifically. Because at a certain point you run out of ideas, or like you start retreading ground you've already tread before, or your literal skill gets less because that's just how that works. You can't
I don't know if it's exactly true because I feel like
name a single one. Name a single one.
Look.
So I have an example, but it's not the same people.
I'm gonna be very real with you because I listen to hip hop a lot, and there's the group, the Griselda group. There's a group I always talk about. They're like a Buffalo-based like rap group. And they had Method Man on one of their songs. And Method Man is still a great fucking rapper. Okay. And he started rapping in like 94. And it's fucking like that album, the album that they made them big, the 36 Chambers, came out the year I was born. And he this year made a song with them, and his feature was amazing. I think it just means you just have to keep polishing your skill.
But what you're explaining is the exception, not the rule. the general idea is the
exception.
expectation should be that if something had its heyday in the 80s, especially like if it's in the same like you could have some weird situation where like I don't know, like, you know, Bryan Cranston is like a dentist when he's in his like 20s or whatever, and now he's like a, you know, you can have those weird like things where like people switch and do something else, and suddenly like I think Lady Gaga is a really good example of that. Somebody who's like, she's a good musician, but I think she's actually kind of like doing like way different shit now, and it's actually interesting. But you can't have like a hair metal band from the 80s come out with a hair metal record today and have any chance that is going to be better than what they did before. And even rap, I think, is a little bit different because that's just like one person, and like there's like that's just lyricism, really. That's just writing, and like unless you have like a brain damaging injury, I don't think your flow can get any worse.
I mean,
to back you up, like the people. I think Eminem, his floating it worse. He just changed it up for whatever fucking reason.
It's bad. It's way worse than what it was.
He's got a dumb delivery style now.
I mean, that's what I think it is. He changed it in a weird, this weird little. It's like a dance. It's like like he does this weird thing that I'm like, what is this?
It's like
he did not used to do this.
It's like the aftertaste of his words are stuttering. It's like a very strange. It's like a very strange problem where Sweeny's frozen on my screen. I don't know about you, but
yeah, I was looking. I thought he was just so disappointed that he just fucking died.
Yeah, Gangsta, are you there still?
I think he's not there.
I think he's gone. No, well.
Yeah, I think he's totally gone.
But Evan, yeah, he goes like, yeah, like. I'm a toothpick with a rubric, and it's like, what are you doing?
Like, what the fuck is
like,
that?
Like, you're like scatting almost. It's like fucking frightening. But
yeah, I guess.
Yeah, and then he has that lawnmower delivery too. Do you know what I mean?
No. Well, give me an example. What are you talking about?
He has a lawnmower delivery where he's like, it's gonna be like a really awful. I'm not going to be able to do this well, but like, it's like he's growling. Like, it's like, like, and it's like, you just,
I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. It's like, yo, you could just talk. You could just speak. Like, I've heard. Yeah. It's like,
yeah. Dude, you know that fucking pervert comedian, Chris D'Elia?
Yeah,
he does a pretty fucking good impression.
He does do a good impression. Like he did that whole cipher, right? Where he did like
mansion and pantsing, dancing and pantsing and chancing and manson,
dancing with Charles Manson with napkins and yeah, that was a pretty good. Yeah, it's a shame he's like weird.
Yeah, he didn't know that Snapchat people could screenshot Snapchat. He didn't know that, and he was.
He didn't do anything crazy though, did he? Like I thought it was like.
Here's the thing. He disproved a couple of things of like him hitting on some underage girls, but there was so many that he didn't like disprove. Right. So it was kind of weird. And I felt like I don't think he's completely absolved because he just disproved a couple of people who were bullshitting.
But was it like?
But there was like a handful.
Was it like an underage thing? Was that like the whole thing?
Yeah, that was the biggest thing. Yeah, and it was going back to emails and Facebook. Like he would message girls, like naturally, just like a rock star, but
right.
He was messaging the wrong fucking girls.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Yeah.
Rock stars can.
Obviously,
rock stars have free reign to do that. You know, it's just kind of like it's just kind of like a thing.
Isn't that
like,
funny?
But it's interesting because it's only rock stars and not rappers necessarily, because like there's a lot of people talking like even just about like Drake and like Millie Bobby Brown when that shit was happening. By the way, when I say that shit, it was literally just speculate. Like nobody, like I'm not saying anything, but although I mean like come on.
Yeah.
But like you don't hear anything about like you hear like oh yeah the Beatles or like I don't know fucking any big band in the 80s, and it's like yeah what do you mean this is
like
our harem.
Nothing at all like.
And
that's
like,
just
what?
That's the culture, man. That's the fucking culture. Like no one gave a shit.
That they're the ones that can just do it. All right, Sweeny's back. He had a bit of a power outage. That's why he dipped in the middle of that Eminem conversation. Although we just assumed that he vanished because he hates Eminem that much.
I don't hate Eminem. I don't hate him.
You would have gotten a good kick out of that conversation. It's a shame you
I think
I'm
he gets a lot of praise he doesn't
Sween's
deserve.
very mean, like the Dream Team and Hakeem.
I got a beam in my seat. Don't play with me. That's an awfully hot coffee pot.
That's an awfully hot coffee pot. Oh man,
I tweeted that out. That's what I tweeted out a few months ago, and it like got a bunch of retweets because it was so random.
That's such a stupid
That's
thing.
awfully hot. He still somehow saved that freestyle. I can't believe he said some. I think that was him proving to himself that I'm just probably the best freestyle rapper on the planet, and he kind of proved it. I was like, God damn.
I guess. I don't know.
That's how you crash and burn.
I thought that was kind of
lame.
Rhyme freestyle.
He tried to rhyme
still a good
orange
freestyle,
or something,
dude. That was a good. It's like when you veer your car off the road and you're about to die and you're like, watch this, and you somehow get back on the road and you're like, this guy's amazing. He's amazing.
I don't know. I don't think he got back on the road.
He did.
You liked it? I didn't like it, man.
He's a good freestyle rapper, bro. It's just impressive. Like flat out, it was like, damn, this guy's good at this.
Like I didn't like it's just his whole demeanor and everything. He's just pacing around like a fucking child, and he's so, I'm so mad. I'm like, all right, dude, like I can't.
He's trying to focus, bro. He's trying to get the emotion, man.
I guess.
Yeah, and then raise a fist or some shit, and then fuck you. Like I'm like, ooh, I don't know, man. Like all that shit.
I do it like this, okay? The reason why a lot of rock fans and like punk fans can go to Eminem and understand is because he's emotion. Eminem has that like rock and roll emotion that a lot of people like. He doesn't have the soul of a lot of other rappers rappers like fucking, who could I say has soul out the ass? Like Jay-Z.
Soulja
like
Boy?
Jay-Z or Andre 3000, that have like a bunch of soul in what they say.
Don't forget about
Eminem has that
Soulja Boy.
Don't say Soulja Boy. He's dead for all I care.
There's soul. It's in his name. Soul.
Yeah,
soul.
That's good for you. That's good for you. Soul? Is he South Korea boy? Is that his name? An Asian kid named
Soulja Boy? He's a Korean child.
I fucking love it. Yo, dude, South Korean. Dude, have you heard that fucking freestyle? That South Korean freestyle. The song's called E-U-N-G. Like it's fucking impressive. It's really good.
I'll give it a shot, maybe.
It's really good. Man. It's like I promise you guys will be like, oh, this is actually really impressive.
Link it in the Discord, and then I'll check it out. But
all right, I'll do that.
Yeah,
I don't think non-Americans can freestyle. I'm gonna be very real with you. I think every freestyle, if it's not an American person freestyling, it usually sucks.
I do think rap is uniquely tuned to English. Because our language has like a lot of words for the same thing, so it like not a lot of languages have that. Like Chinese is very direct. A lot of other languages are very direct as well. Like they don't have as many like even just was it on stream the other day, Kingston? We were talking about how many words just mean confused.
Yeah.
Like there's like a million words for there's like a million words for everything because like our language is very like. It's very winding, and a lot of other. I don't know if you could really rap. Like, there's Spanish rap, but is it really difficult to rap in Spanish when everything has an O at the end of? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I think it's harder. Like there was a bunch of Latin Americans in my house yesterday, excluding me, and there was a bunch in the house, and we were all listening to music, and I was being very critical about how I don't like Latin like pop rap. I hate it. I'm not a fan of it. I'm a fan of more classic.
You don't
Spanish
like
music.
Despacito?
Despacito doesn't really count. That's more of an English song. Even though it's in Spanish, that's definitely more of an English song somehow. I don't know how that works.
Despacito.
We were talking about like Maluma and Bad Bunny, like that. Like I listen to their music, but I don't think they're good.
I don't know one fucking. Music. I don't know anything about. I hate that his name. I'm like, how it's just, when I first heard Bad Bunny, I thought it was another one of those. Who's the Catch Me Outside chick?
Yeah, I thought it was. Yeah, I thought that too.
I did too initially.
And then, have you heard of Baby Goth? I just found out about her like a couple days ago.
Baby Goth?
Because I was watching a video about industry plants, and then this fucking chick. Her name's Baby Goth. I've never heard of her before.
Never heard of that.
And then guess what she looks like.
There was they say that kid, the kid Leroy, is another industry plant. And that's what caught my eye. It was a picture of that fucking guy.
What's Kid Leroy? What's Kid Leroy gonna do when he's like 32?
fucking.
Is he still
die?
gonna be Kid Leroy? Is he still gonna be doing like the Kid Rock thing where he's like, I'm Kid Rock, and he's like 67?
Kid Rock.
This nigga is just Justin Bieber. Kid Leroy is just Justin Bieber.
I thought it
He's
was. I think they're
Justin Bieber. I
think
swear
they're
to God,
looking
actually.
for a new one or something. Because I've never heard of this guy before. Until that TikTok, I thought that song was just Justin Bieber until I started actually paying attention to it. And then now I'm actually writing a cover for it that I invited Chris to sing on it. So
yeah,
it's
that'll be fun.
This kid looks like the kind of girls that my niece dates. Like just fucking absolute pussies. Just the biggest pussy. He looks like the kind of kid that that would say the N-word never around black people. I mean, he would say it all the time, then he'd be around a black kid and it'd never leave his lips.
We got better things, more important things to talk about because I only saw this literally a couple minutes, like a couple minutes before we started recording, but this Steven Crowder thing where he's talking about a black James Bond and how like people... he doesn't think it would work or something, but it was beyond just he did a whole like accent, like the what do you call it, what's the
same accent he always does is the black scent.
Yeah, it's just like, hey, what if I did JB Smoove but real bad, you know? And like I don't know, man, it comes across as really it's actually genuinely kind of an uncomfortable clip, and I don't really care that much about accents. I think accents are like funny actually, but he just keeps you can watch it while we're recording, but
where is it at? Where is it?
It's so fucking bad, dude.
Is it new? Is it like a newer clip?
It's a relatively
it's fairly recent, and I found out about it because not only my girl sent me some shit about that.
Yeah.
Ethan Klein has a new podcast with Hassan Piker.
Oh God.
And that was like the headline, the Crowder thing. I was like, what the what? So it doubly made me want to like look at it. I watched a little bit of it and I was like, all right, I'm good, man. I'm fucking good.
It's a bit much, but like the whole problem is that like I don't know, like he's talking in the weird African American accent, like the black scent type, African American vernacular English, I think it's called. I think it sounds like something, I forget what it's called, but like a stereotypical accent, and it's like, this is James, but he's like, because the person that is in talks or like presumably rumored is Idris Elba, and he's a British black man,
yes,
who has a British
London
accent, like it's such a
Really?
strange.
I don't think he understood. I think what happened was one of his dumbass coworkers just told him the gist of this, and Crowder has no idea about anything else. He had no idea that Idris Elba, the only reason this conversation came up is because Idris Elba is, everybody wants him to do it. It's like universally people are like, we like Idris Elba, he should do it.
Yeah, it
makes sense.
He would definitely be like the best. Like if they were going to do something like that, like he would definitely be like the obvious choice.
The obvious choice is him. There's no other one. It's him,
like,
or
dude,
like
he's a fucking great martial artist in real life. He's in great shape, looks fantastic, has an amazing voice. Like, dude, like what the fuck more do you want? What more do you want?
It's him, or again, I would argue JB Smoove, who would be incredible.
Okay. I love Daniel Craig as James Bond personally. I've watched like pretty much every James Bond movie because my fucking grandma and my dad, like my grandmother was in love with like Roger Moore, and she was like, we watch these. And I was just like, I don't know what's going on. This man talks English funny when I was little. But then as I got older, I was just like, yeah, I love James Bond. I really love Daniel Craig as James Bond. I'm very partial to him. But if anyone could do it, it's literally Idris Elba. Like his whole entire, unless you'd go maybe like the, what's called, Finn from Star Wars, what's his name? John Boyega. Like there's, if you want to go a very, very young James Bond.
Too young.
He
could. They're always older.
They're always a little older, but if you were to go like a young James Bond, like it'd be like, oh,
there's no point in it. That's Cody Banks you're describing.
Yeah.
He's not that young. He's not Agent Cody Banks
Agent
young.
Nigga Banks.
Agent
Nigga Banks, bro. What do they even say? What do they say in fucking Britland instead of nigga? What do they say? Just
nigga.
Brother.
They just say nigga there.
They took nigga too. They don't deserve to say
They're
nigga.
black people. They can say it too.
That's
I
not
guess.
what. Do you know why nigga? Dude, well, they can say. Yeah, they can say it because I'm sure fucking. Well, yeah, that's true. They can say
They
it
were
because I'm
definitely
sure
called niggas there,
fucking racist white people in London are blasting the N bombs at black people over there in the UK. So never mind.
It's not quite.
I take
the
it
same
back, black
shit, but
people.
it's very similar.
I take it back, my fucking British brothers. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, bruv. I'm so sorry that
I'm also on forgiveness, brother. Please, bruv. Degment.
But I don't know, man. John Boyega's too young. Like, I don't know.
I can't see him playing
I
it.
think he can do it.
He can't do it. Like,
very young.
He just looks too young. Like James Bond is inherent. And by the way, what I'm saying here is like, even if you got somebody like, I don't know, Chris Pratt or Chris Hemsworth or somebody equivalently young, but like a white person, that would also be too like I feel like James Bond needs to be like in his 40s clearly.
He's in his 30s, man. He's like a 30-year-old man.
But
he's gotta be like his late 30s,
he needs to look experienced. You can't have James Bond just be like James Bond has to have some white hair, like 100%, like without a doubt. Like it just doesn't. It looks fucking bizarre.
He doesn't usually though.
I know he doesn't. I know he doesn't usually, and I know more often than not he doesn't. But to me, like when I think of James Bond, I think of like an established spy who's been in the game for a very, very long time. He's not like elderly, but he knows his way around. He's not like some like 35-year-old like I better start looking into life insurance. Like he's not that kind of young person. It's just not. It's a weird age for James Bond to be like early 30s. Like it's so it's too.
He's supposed to be an older guy, like already like an agent that's already like. Someone that's already earned the 00 status. That's what it has to be.
He should be able to conceivably have a daughter who is old enough to maybe kind of help him a little bit. Like a little bit. You know? Not like, I'm going to drive the car for you across this like dangling bridge or whatever the fuck. But like, he's like, yeah, I'll call this person. You know? Like something like that.
All right, so, hey, if you specifically personally had the option to cast James Bond, like it doesn't matter if he needs to fit the mold or not, who would you cast as James Bond?
Harold and Kumar.
Harold and
Kumar.
Yeah.
Wait, so how does that work?
One of them will be James, the other one will be Bond.
It'll be a buddy cop
James
movie.
Bond go to fucking what?
It's a buddy cop movie.
It's
a buddy cop. It's the other guys, but it's not funny at all. There's nothing funny about it. It's dire. It's very serious, but it's still a buddy cop movie.
Oh my god.
Oh man, I would fuck. Would I watch that? I guess I would have to watch it. I would at least have to check it out. If Harold and Kumar were James Bond.
Here's the thing: you can't cast anything worse than Topher Grace as Venom, Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor, and oh my god, who the fuck? There's somebody recently who was like, I couldn't believe. Chris Pratt as Mario. Like if that goes, dude, if all that goes, then whatever. Like why not have Harold and Kumar play?
I disagree on the Chris Pratt one, but the fact that Topher Grace was Venom is a cardinal sin, bro. Have you ever seen what he looks like in the comics? Have you seen what Eddie Brock looks like in the comics?
No, we all know what Eddie Brock looks like.
He's big.
He's a wall. Yeah, he's a wall of a man.
Eddie Brock is actually taller than Venom.
What? What do you mean?
What?
He's taller than Venom, Eddie Brock.
What the hell?
mean?
What are you talking about? Who told you that?
Eddie Brock is bigger than Venom is.
Well, maybe in a cartoon. I'd say maybe in a cartoon.
No,
that's possible.
every single incarnation.
I don't think that's
what the
not
hell
true.
are you talking about? That's not.
About?
I think you're doing that bullshit, Chris. Get the fuck out of
Reveal
here.
the rest of this joke quickly.
No, that's not a joke.
Reveal.
Have
the
you
rest
seen
of your
the
point.
scaling of like Eddie Brock and Venom in like comics and fucking cartoons? It's fucking hilarious. It makes no sense.
No, what are you talking about?
Eddie Brock is huge, but Venom is also huge.
I want you to go watch the cartoon, look at Eddie Brock and Peter Parker next to each other, then look at Spider-Man and Venom next to each other. One of them has to be right.
Venom is bigger. Venom is bigger than Spider-Man, But
Peter Parker is bigger than Spider-Man.
huge.
That's for sure.
That's what I'm saying.
Peter Parker is as big as fucking Venom.
That's what I'm saying.
Peter's huge in the show. And usually in things, Spider-Man is like frail. Spider-Man is like a little bit more meat on his bones than you have. Slightly.
That makes no
but
sense.
in a cartoon, Peter was a big dude, man.
Peter
he was
Parker,
a big dude.
Before the spider bite could kick the shit out of me.
Yeah.
He would fucking end me. Like when he didn't need the spider.
Peter Parker without the Spider-Man suit looks like, you know, that famous drawing of Captain America where he's looking like this and his chest is 2 feet in front of him.
The fucking the Layfield one.
Yeah.
I hate that one, dude.
That fucking drawing. It's one of the worst drawings I've ever seen. Like, look, I love art styles, and I love
that, and then you're like, I'm going to release this to the world.
I will always support
the 90s, dude. The 90s.
I will always support.
Well, dude, Rob sucks ass. Like, let's just be real. Let's be real. Let's be honest. For that, he wasn't good at drawing people. Let's just be real.
Who? Rob Liefeld?
Yeah, he wasn't good at drawing people. Let's just be real. Let's be honest.
He's better than I am, but still.
He's better.
Absolutely.
Well, compared to professionals that have been, you know, like say we're talking about Venom right now. Fucking Todd McFarlane, that's his fucking creation. Like,
McFarlane's a monster though. McFarlane's like.
But that's what I'm saying to the industry. Alex Ross, maybe even fucking Garner, a smaller one. Like these people that draw.
Alex Ross is like the great. Like I would consider Alex Ross. When it comes to photorealism of characters, there's no one better than Alex Ross. Obviously, he's the fucking. I'm
gonna be honest. His drawings, they're so good, they freak me out. Like there's the way they, I feel like weird.
Emotions,
these
dude.
people, they look like they're judging me, like their characters. I don't know, man. Like I feel like there's something about it that like it looks so good, but I also feel like uncomfortable. I can't explain it.
When he drew Legends, I opened it and they showed like Peter Parker getting bit, like the scene where he's getting bit. But like you can see when he draws something, they look like people. Like he looked like he found some kid and studied his face. It was like, stay still for like 3 hours and let me gawk at you. And then he took to the pen and he just completely created somebody. But like people like that motherfucker, like that picture's so, his chest goes down to where his knees start, bro.
Yo, those drawings of where people drew his skeleton, fucking just amazing.
Oh, that yeah.
Like just showing what
bro.
Yeah.
You know how when you see like the texture, this might be a little bit too in the weeds of like a very specific hobby, but like whenever you get like if you go into the game, the files of a video game and you look for like the textures of like a character's head, and it's like this like weird like stretched out, like it's like a really weird looking thing.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're looking at his body if it was like all like stretched out on like a 2D plane. Like it's the strangest fucking thing. His chest, you can see both of his pecs from the side 2 feet in front of him. It's like a fucking Picasso. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. But yeah,
dude, he's so big. He's so large as Spider-Man. It's disgusting, dude.
It's too much.
I'm looking at pictures of him and he's like, yo, remember when Felicia Hardy used her powers and her tits and ass got bigger?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that was awesome. Her abs and everything. I was just like,
there's nothing wrong with any of that. That's stupid. That's not nothing's wrong with that. Shut up.
This woman just got bigger.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I feel like that should happen like all the time.
Yeah, let's move on.
Every
let's move on.
Women should do that.
Women just do that in general.
Yeah, why can't they just fucking do that? Honestly, but
why can't women be better?
It's not hard for us.
Exactly. Oh, guys do better. I do better. Women do better.
Yeah, we're better all the time.
With a woman. We're better by creation. God. You know.
Be a man.
All right, let's move on to some audience questions and inquiries.
Oh, let's fucking do it, mate. Let's fucking do it.
Let's go, bruv. James Passmore wrote in. This is I thought this would be an interesting springboard. What average company will be the first to put a location in space? So not like Amazon?
Yeah, absolutely.
Amazon.
I don't think so.
110%.
What do you think?
Nah, there needs to be people there first.
What do you think? Fucking Obbies? You think fucking Obbies is gonna be first?
It's gonna be Amazon,
Obbies, we have the space.
There's gonna be Amazon, and they're gonna have a targeting laser to shoot your shit to your house.
First of all, also that's not what average company means. Like average is like they're thinking like Ruby Tuesdays or like a mobile gas station or something like that.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Amazon's not an average company. It's like the biggest company in the world. Yeah, so obviously Arby's.
But that makes them average, though. That almost makes them average. They're the biggest.
No,
They're
you're
everywhere.
twisting the definition of average to suit. The context is very obviously not. Because the obvious answer is fucking Amazon. What do you mean?
Yeah, that's why I said it.
No, but that's like dumb. That's not.
That's not what the guy was asking.
Yeah,
that was not what he was asking.
I don't know, fucking. I don't know. Maybe
Come
mobile.
on, man.
A gas
fucking
station.
Vin Rames.
Mobile.
Vin Rames
Yeah,
in fucking
Vin
space.
Rames.
Fucking selling those beef, fucking those pussy sandwiches and shit.
All right, we'll move on to some more questions.
Every time I laugh, I get sad because I realize that I just used up another laugh.
Damn. What?
What do you think? You have unlimited laughs like fucking
man.
eggs?
Because one day I'm just not gonna be able to laugh no more. I'm gonna be dying, and I'm like, damn, I used up my laughs, man. I wasted so many fucking laughs.
I like how you said, what, you think you have limited laughs like eggs?
Yeah, like a woman's eggs.
Yeah, the most limited item possible. Eggs. I guess laughs.
It's like precious, I guess.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. It's just like a funny thing to go to immediately. But let's all right, let's see. We got some music questions. That I thought, why not? We were talking about Method Man a little bit earlier. Why the fuck not?
No.
What is this? Dupe?
Oh, scoopity doop.
Doop wrote in. Jesus Christ. What's up, you long-ticked labia lickers? Jesus. Y'all clown on British rap all the time. For good reason, but have you ever heard rap in any other languages? So far, I found that French rap is even worse, but Russian rap goes surprisingly hard. Much love from Montreal. I can't even imagine Russian rap.
I've never heard any good Russian rap.
I've heard Russian rap before. It's not. It's just.
No. I said I haven't heard any good Russian rap.
It's just not American rap. Like every other kind of rap is not American rap, so it's not as good. But I gotta admit, Japanese trap music. Now that shit goes dummy.
That shit goes
dummy hard. That shit goes dummy hard.
I have to hear it. I feel like if it sounds anything like anime, I'm totally out.
It's not like anime.
Out.
It's not like anime.
It's hard for me to believe that it doesn't sound like anime. You know what I mean?
How the fuck can you think everything about that culture is anime?
I mean, because they kind of. I mean, look,
man.
It's not my fault.
Look, Japanese
you go there and
you
go there and you can buy real women's underwear at vending machines, and the photos they use are anime women. Like, it's not. What do you want from me? Like, I don't. They seem to want this. It's not me doing this.
It's not exactly that.
All right, yeah. Look for those vending machines.
I'm never gonna do that. I'm never gonna do that.
Why not?
Yeah, that sounds awful.
I understand. Why wouldn't you want that? I understand. It seems like a perfect society.
I enjoy not having to buy panties.
Yeah,
I just steal them from my girlfriend.
Jesus Christ! All right, well that's
pretty cool. You guys share thongs and stuff.
Yeah,
that's pretty hot.
Yeah, that's
pretty hot. That's pretty hot, dude.
Monkey Chief wrote in.
Monkey
Chief wrote in. He says, "What's up, Chris, Derrick, and Sweeney? Just our names, I guess." That's a nice change of pace, by the way. Question for y'all: who are your absolute favorite bands that have been around for years and years and still consistently pump out good shit? Personally, I'm tied between Dragonforce and Slipknot. I feel like I can run a marathon every time I listen to Dragonforce and their newest album. And I just like Corey Taylor's voice and the energy he puts into his performances. Keep on trucking. People who've been around for years. I'm a big fan of them. But
so Dragonforce. Not to be rude, sir, but I feel like everything they put out is essentially the fucking same. Like,
it's still hype as shit, though.
Yeah, I'm not even. It's just. I feel like once you've heard a Dragonforce album, you've fucking heard everything they've put out, and I don't even mean that it sounds bad. I just like, I get it. It's fast. It's technical. The singer's fucking really good. Herman's obviously a fucking amazing at the guitar. I'm just saying, like, I'm sorry, dude. I'm not even trying to hate. I'm just saying, like, you enjoy your Dragonforce. But Slipknot, yeah, I agree. I agree that I was expecting their last album to actually, they're old now. They're fucking in their late 40s and shit. But it was probably one of their better albums they put out well, it was definitely better than the last one. But it was a very mature album in a good way. I wasn't expecting that at all. Like, their chaos is kind of gone, which is fine because I really didn't admire the stupid kids that were a part of like oh, Slipknot, it's so crazy and edgy. Like they took out the edge. Now it's just like we're just putting on masks and stuff to perform, and it just looks cool on stage. But it's not like we're all like, yeah, we fucking hate everything in the record industry, and you're all a bunch of maggots and stuff. And it was all, I'm like,
you're a
like
maggot.
I don't want to be I don't want to be a part of that, dude. Like I don't want to be associated with those fucking kids and those weirdos.
That's how it is with Tyler the Creator too. Like Tyler the Creator kind of grew up in his last like few albums, and people are like, wow man, I really like Yonkers Tyler, and it's like, yeah, but he's like a grown man now, he's not eating bugs anymore. Like you guys are just like, your edge, stop being angsty. It's like music for like, I don't know, because people just like angst, I guess.
Yeah,
they do.
So
I mean, they do. I get it. I mean, I get it.
At a certain age though, you really, really grow out of like, you might say fuck shit, because like there's a difference between angst and like just being a fucking psycho. Like for me, like I tweeted, like yesterday I tweeted I tweeted ISIS beheading videos hit different right before you go to bed. And I wasn't being edgy, I just couldn't go to sleep because I saw something really terrible because someone just sent it to me, dude. And everyone were like, oh, what the fuck, man, that's so fucking edgy. I was just like, nah man, I can't sleep now because I saw a life get turned off in front of me over some bullshit. So it's the idea of that, like that energy that people that hold on to. There
is a degree of like like if you're writing music that is deliberately edgy, like it's very unlikely that it's going to age well with you. Like it'll probably stick around for people who are, it's almost like people who make children's content where like even if individuals grow out of it, there will always be children, Like, there's always going to be a lot of children watching Blue's Clues, even if everybody who watches Blue's Clues eventually stops.
Yeah,
it's like a similar type. It's like a similar type deal where I don't know. Like, I can't think of the last edgy, like angsty song that I listened to that I was like I put on purpose and like rocked out to it. It's been a long time.
Yeah,
I think that's why I liked Rise so early, because it was just like it wasn't edgy. It was just like good and like not. It was like it was like political or whatever, but it wasn't like, ooh, look at me. It was there's a restraint to it that I appreciated, and I think it helps it. But I don't know, like performers who've been around for years and years. I have to say Devin Townsend, man. Like Devin Townsend's crazy. Like the shit that he does is just very bizarre, and he just does whatever the fuck he wants. He'll do like this weird Disney opera metal song, and then he'll do some fucking scream shit, and then he'll do like Western style weird like tantric music. It's very, very weird dude. But it's always like really creative and engaging, and he also he's just like a really funny guy. Like he's like a
vampire, dude. It scares.
He does look like a vampire, but he's also like a really funny performer.
Doesn't vampires typically have like long hair and shit?
No. He's like
the complete opposite. He looks like Nosferatu or some shit.
Yeah.
Sort of, but like in a cool way,
He looks like
he's like huge. He's like a really big guy. Like he's like 6'5" or some shit.
He's like a strong,
he's a giant dude.
He's like a strong vegan Nosferatu.
Yeah,
he's vegan.
No,
you guys ever see that the Strain? I saw a clip of it, and there was like a guy. I think I know what you guys are saying now. If you look at the Strain guy, there was like some vampire, and he was bald and shit. And he's been around for like fucking forever or something.
Oh, like I saw a clip of him, like the Master.
Yeah, because he was like fucking around in like the Gladiator games or something. I saw a clip of him in
Quinlan.
that.
You're talking about Quinlan.
I
watched that show.
I never watched it.
I watched every episode of that show.
Doesn't that guy look like Devin Townsend?
Sort of. He looks like Quinlan. Yeah,
a little bit. Yeah. There is a song, by the way. I have a video that I'm working on about. Like it's partially about this song by. I think Derek, you might know it. You know the lead singer of Stained?
Yeah.
You know that
Aaron Lewis.
Yeah. Do you know the song that I'm talking about?
Are you talking about that fucking stupid country song he made recently? Oh God.
I love that song so much because it's so terrible. It's the worst. It might be the worst thing I've ever heard in my entire fucking life. And
it's the most try hard thing. It is try hard incarnate. It's fucking
Kingston.
That's crazy.
Kingston, imagine if 3 Days Grace suddenly came out with a song that was like, do you remember 9/11? Like, imagine that.
I'd be like, whoa, something's up. Something
It
changed.
reminds me of a South Park parody.
It does.
Like, it's something that they would fucking do.
It is actually for real. Just that scene in Team America World Police where they do like the country music montage. Like, where would you be? Would you give up your world for freedom? And it's just like,
oh my god,
freedom isn't free.
Yeah, freedom isn't free. It's the saddest fucking thing because he's like, there's a line in it where he's like, I think I'm turning into my old man, and it's like you have an entire band dedicated to hating your old man. That's like every Stained song is literally just. It's literally just him being like, man, my dad sucks. And then he
fuck older people suck
like,
dick. They're the worst.
It's fucking it's fucking it is so shameful. It is so fucking shameful.
It is the funniest shit. There's nothing more you know what it reminded me of? You remember back in the day when there were all those like the cultural appropriation rap and Latigre doing that Hillary Clinton song.
Oh yeah,
who's
that weird
Latigre?
era of horrible political shit.
It's
Who's Latigre? Tell me this. I want to meet this person.
Well, Latigre is a band. It's
God.
These three women who I very, very doubt highly are Hispanic at all. But
why die heavily?
They're like discount Pussy Riot.
Yeah, totally.
Okay,
that's a great way to put it. Yeah, Pussy Riot's crazy. They got like, didn't they get like arrested in Russia because they like performed like some crazy show there?
Yeah, they were doing dumb shit and they were speaking out about fucking like rights and stuff and equality.
Yeah.
Stuff that you can't do
dumb
in
shit.
Russia.
But they were fucking. That's
Russia.
Ballsy as shit though. They went to Russia and did that shit.
I respect
Yeah.
that.
That's
you gotta respect
crazy.
the fuck out of that.
That's
Because
awesome.
I wouldn't do that shit.
That's Giga Chad shit right there.
That is.
I would
Giga
not
Chad
go to
shit.
Russia and fuck around. Like,
Listen,
you're
I
wouldn't go to
fucking-
Russia. I wouldn't go to Russia.
You're
ever,
bound to
dude.
go to the gulag. Like,
Yeah.
dude, they're still looking. They're looking for the guy that outed the whole. You ever seen Project Icarus or whatever on Netflix when they outed like the Olympics, how they cheated in the Olympics and stuff. When they
I
were
heard
in
about
Moscow or whatever.
that.
Yeah, so like the guy, they're still looking for him. They need to find him.
They need it. It's a need. It's like if you need water when you're tired. Like they need him found. Like, get him. Freaking what's his name is like, get this motherfucker, get him.
Oh yeah,
get
dude,
him.
Putin's like
get him.
every day he's probably killing other people because he's so mad that he hasn't killed that guy at like. The guy that has to come in and tell him we haven't found him is gonna fucking die. So everyone's like, you go tell him. No, you go fucking tell him.
I don't even know what any of this is about.
I can imagine Putin is walking straight up to people in Russia and is punching their windpipe closed and walking off. He seems like that kind of guy. Just like walk up to somebody, like he get like a lineup of him and he looks at someone.
Look, I'll say this right now. I think I have a fair amount of integrity. Like I think I have a decent amount of integrity. But
Sure.
if you ever see me in Russia, or like if I ever like moved to China, right, and started making videos like, hey man, China's pretty cool. China's actually like not as bad as they say. Let me tell you something. I've made a lot of money. I don't want to die. I cannot possibly mean the things I'm saying. If this ever happens, like the offshoot that this happens where I am in China, I live in China, or like any of these places, I live in like Russia or whatever the fuck, and I start saying like, it's pretty good, I promise you I'm lying. Just to getting that out of the way in case, you never know what the future holds.
So people just know.
If you
so people
find
just
me,
know.
If I'm ever in a country other than like the Caribbean, I'm promoting living there, that's not me.
Yeah.
That's not me. That's somebody else.
I am
like
under...
It may be
I'm under duress.
It may be
how
my
fucked up
vessel,
would it be?
But it's not me.
How fucked up would it be if there was somebody that was pretty fucking famous that looked exactly like you, but he believed in the complete opposite of everything you did?
That's
like,
too
imagine
much.
that.
Well, that means he's a rapist. That means he's a racist. That means like he's like down for the Confederacy, but he looks like me. I'd be like, bro, You gotta die.
He was like, "Oh, my father. He's one of those people. Like, you know, black people fought for the Confederacy, right?" He's like one of those people. He's like, yeah. Then he fucking pulls out one of those pictures.
Nothing sicker than that. You know, black people were on the Confederacy, right? You know, a vast majority of Africans were on the Confederacy.
You know, they didn't fucking have any choice, right? You know, they didn't have any fucking choice. You piece of shit.
They were slaves. It's not like I fucking went back in time and was like, hell yeah, sign me up.
Shit. Yo, this shit's so rad, fucking dude. Fucking Confederacy's so fucking cool.
That's such a weird argument too, because it's like, as if everybody, like, do you think everybody who goes into the military like likes what they're, you know what I mean? Like, not everybody who's in the military likes what the fuck they're doing.
Absolutely not.
Like, chances
most
are
of
it's
them
like,
are like, I have no choice.
yeah, most of them are just like, this is my fucking job. I don't know.
Like, yeah, my friend, one of my closest friends was like, yeah, that shit was fucking whack, dude. Like, oh, by the way, I saw a cooked baby in the fucking microwave. Should not be that funny, dude.
I'm laughing because I'm so uncomfortable, dude. Oh my god.
The delivery of that was pretty good, though, to be fair. Yeah, by the way, I saw a cooked baby.
Yeah,
that was so whack, he said. It's the understatement of the fucking century. Oh,
but that's what the fuck. That's what it does to you, dude.
That's some 90s shit, dude. Oh, like, that's whack, bro.
It
does one or the other. It either scars you for life or you're completely indifferent. You're like, oh, well, fuck.
That shit was so fucking whack, dude. I got raped and killed. Like that's like that Norm Macdonald joke where he like talks about like some brutal serial killer for 10 minutes and he goes, that guy was a real jerk. Like it's like
that guy was a real
jerk. Oh my fucking god. All right, what do we I forgot what we were even talking about.
I have no idea.
Everyone I know that's been to the military, they come back and either they're like really pacified, like tremendously pacified,
yeah, like warrior
or
monks.
They come back and they're just sad. Like my grandpa came back and the only reason he wasn't sad is he had my grandma. But like he would sit on the porch sometimes. He would sit on the fire escape and just look out and he'd be like, Kingston, remember every man is created equally. And I'm like, Grandpa, I'm 8. Why are you telling me this? And he's like, don't worry about it. Just remember that. And I was like, okay.
I've smashed a lot of zipper heads in. Is that what he
I've killed so many people that look similar to the person that's teaching you Kung Fu, Kingston. So just remember, they're all created equally. I'm just like, all right, Grandpa, I guess.
Jesus Christ, Grandpa. Holy shit, this is whack.
Oh, that's whack. Did you ever have to kill anybody that you thought didn't have to die, Grandpa? And he's like, yeah, wow, that's whack.
That's
Can you imagine walking up to your fucking veteran fucking grandpa and being like, what you did was whack?
That's so disrespectful.
That is wildly.
He pours his heart out to you.
He pours his heart out. He reveals a part of him that he hasn't revealed to anyone except for maybe your grandmother. And then you just like, you're fucking whack, dude. You kill people.
You're fucking whack, Grandpa. Holy shit.
You suck, Grandpa. I'm telling everybody you're a bitch.
I'm gonna call the police on you
and accuse you the longest gun he owns and just blows his head off because he's so disappointed. He's so distraught that his fucking
and then the fucking paramedics come and they're like, this shit's whack, dude. He killed himself.
What a lame ass. And it just starts becoming a consensus of your grandpa.
And your grandma too.
Whack.
Yeah, his tombstone says whack. It's like there was a whole funeral. People show up. It's like, my grandfather was whack as hell, but he was my grandfather. He's still whacked now, but like fucking man, he's he's dead and whack now. And then they don't even put his name on the tombstone. They just bury him. It says whack.
It just says. It says whack.
And then 2 weeks later, they just replace the tombstone and put somebody else who mattered on top of him.
Oh my god!
They leave his fucking body just next to it.
They leave his body in it.
They undig him. They undig him. Open a casket, take him out, throw him out the casket, put somebody else in there, and fucking bury it again.
They try to harvest.
They don't even bother.
They try to harvest his organs for like black market like dealings, and then the people who are harvesting, it's like, man, fuck, God, this guy's these guys' organs are fucking whack, dude. These are the wackest organs I've ever seen. No one's gonna pay this brain. This brain is like $12 max, dude. Like this is the wackest organ set I've ever fucking seen.
And that turned he's whack. Even the flowers that grow where he's been buried
are whack.
Like, these flowers
they grow away from him.
they grow away. No, they grow up out of there, but they aim away. You're like, bro, what the fuck? And there's only one person in the family that's like, why does everyone keep calling him whack? Why does everybody call him whack?
Oh my god!
Was he cursed? Did he like break some sort of spell? Is like, nah, he's just fucking whack.
He shattered a talisman while he was at war or something.
he was like in some Tibet fucking temple, and then he fucking got cursed.
It was like in that new Tomb Raider game where she like dooms that small village or whatever the fuck. I feel like that's what happened.
Flooded and destroyed.
Yeah. She's like the reason all the plagues are happening. Fucking ridiculous.
They deserve it though.
That was so funny because she just didn't mind her business. That was a game of a white woman just not minding her business and bringing trouble upon natives.
Entirely.
Like, especially the third one. Like, all of them are sort of like that, but the third one particularly, she just wouldn't mind her business. There was a side mission where a little girl was gonna get sacrificed, and she was like, "That's not the right thing to do. Don't do that." And then she kills the dad, and the girl's like, "This is the greatest honor for our tribe. We are saving our people by being sacrificed." And I was very okay with this happening. But now my dad's dead.
Yeah. Now my dad's dead, and also the plagues are starting because you interrupted the sacrifice. Like, actually, for real. It's actually her fault, like, for real.
Like, if you were to just mind your business and go somewhere else and find treasure somewhere, go bother Africans. Leave me the fuck alone.
Go fucking hang out with Chris Redfield and shit. Get out.
Bitch, I hate you.
Go punch rocks,
we're
bitch.
Dying.
Go punch rocks.
We're dying. I'm dying. We are dying. Fuck you.
Since we're talking about video games, we got some questions.
Let's do it.
We got some questions about video games. What do we got here? Big Dumb Film Snob wrote, and he says, "Hey, howdy, you big hot men. What are your guys' thoughts on Elden Ring? I'm asking because I didn't hear you guys talk about it in your E3 episode, and that reveal trailer gave me the longest, hardest direction I've had in years. Great to see you guys back. I look forward to your bullshit every week."
We skipped over that, huh?
Yeah, we skipped over it. I don't know how we didn't. I feel like we must have talked about it, but I guess not.
I don't know. It's weird that if we did skip over, that's weird.
Yeah.
Elden Ring.
There's two things that I'm really looking forward to. Like Front Software, I love just what they do. It's just there. I can't imagine this not being a good game because they haven't really, even their miss, which was Dark Souls 2, was not that bad. You know,
Still a good game.
Like, it's still a good game, but it's just weak compared to the other fucking games they have.
Right.
Like, so it's not even like they're not missing, man. And it looks cool. Open world. I'm for it.
Yeah.
It's open world and it's written by George R. R. Martin. The whole thing. Yeah. Not part of it, and he took a break. The whole thing is written by Martin, so that's gonna be fucking dope. So I'm really excited about that.
Is it the first thing? Is it the first thing he's finished?
No, he's finished other series. He's been writing for like 50, not 50, maybe like 35 years. He's writing for a long time.
He's not writing like he's been.
He's not. I think literally he doesn't put his shit out because he doesn't give a fuck about what people like. People like, we want, and he's like, fuck you, I'll give it to you when I give it to you. I think that's literally how he is.
Maybe. I don't know anything about
very
the man.
Old. He's also very old, but because he has a whole other series.
He probably
like
has
36,
too much money
right?
now.
No, he's like 68, 70. He's old, maybe older than that.
I think he just has too much money now, man. He just doesn't like, you know how like at a certain, when you reach a certain threshold, you're not hungry anymore.
I think what happened was HBO was rushing him.
Oh, and then he told him to suck his dick or something.
He was like, "Yo, suck my dick. Do whatever the fuck you guys want."
He literally sent them a picture of his fucking spread butt cheeks, you know, like as like fucking. Here's season fucking like 7, and then it was just his fucking asshole. And then he was like, I guess we have to finish writing this.
I mean, he's like a 46-year-old man. Like, I mean, you can't really hold him.
He's not 46.
I mean, he's like a 53-year-old man.
He's like maybe almost 80.
I mean, he's like a 29-year-old man. Like he's still in the prime of his life. You know, he can still pump out that book.
Him, bro.
I think he's literally Santa Claus. I think
he's
the real fucking Santa Claus.
You see a picture of him in preschool, and it's just a modern day image of him, but like actually in preschool.
But it's in preschool, but he's just the same.
He's the same person.
Design.
He's the same.
Just small.
Yeah. No, not even small. It's just him. He's eternal. He's always been the way he is now.
Could you imagine your mom giving birth to an overweight man?
No.
Like my mom gave birth to me at this size, and it's just like, holy shit, no wonder she died, bro. Like, god damn, that's fucking grisly. No wonder she's not around anymore. People giving birth to full-grown men.
I'm looking forward to. I'm not really good at From Software games. I don't think I've ever finished any of them because I just sort of lose patience. Like I don't have patience for that shit. But
it's not your kind of game. It's definitely not your kind of game.
It's fair. That's fair.
I enjoy
that
them,
is fair.
Like I like Sekiro a lot, even though that's another one I never finished. But I like playing Sekiro and I respect Sekiro a lot. I like Bloodborne as well. Dark Souls is different because I don't know. Like that's just one I don't really care about medieval, the aesthetic of that. Like I just don't really care.
Yeah,
I like Victorian. I like the Victorian. I like the Japanese setting that they did. And those are really cool. Those are really cool and good and shit. But this one looks awesome.
No, that's fair.
I think the fact that like it's a From Software game where you can jump alone makes me really happy because like I don't like not being able to jump. I just hate it.
To me, it just depends. It depends
on context of the game. You know, like if you can't jump in this game, it's like okay, well, if you can't
obviously
jump,
it depends on the context of the game. I'm not going to be complaining about not being able to jump in like Forza, you know. But like
I understand, but like if my encounters are not vertical at all,
I don't know, man.
Then I don't mind not jumping, you know. But if it's like people like I don't know, you can't jump in God of War, the new game. I'm like, you don't need to jump in that game. You have a boomerang axe.
Well,
why do you need to jump in that game?
I will say though, in defense of that point, God of War is a game traditionally that has let you jump in the past, and there are points in the new God of War where you're clearly supposed to jump, but they just sort of automatically make you do it.
I don't think so, man.
There are. I promise.
There's no point in engagement when you're fighting someone where you need to jump.
Well, look here. I will say this.
You may need to climb, but you don't need to jump.
On the hardest setting, like this is God of War, whatever the fuck it is. So me, when it comes to that, because I don't have impeccable timing where I can counter everything, because you get hit like 3 times, you're fucking dead. So I have to strategize. One of my favorite strategies, jumping is great. Now, one thing that there's a part that I got stuck on where there's a bridge that like, you need to, what do you call it? Like you need to engage to jump, where you get on the edge of it and then it jumps for you automatically. Mm-hmm. Where I wish that wasn't a thing because I even have it captured on stream where I was just fucking throwing my axe at those brute motherfuckers to wear him down. And then I would jump away on the other side and then he would fucking like de-aggro. And then I would jump back. And it was like an easy way. But I fucked up one time because it didn't activate. He hit me, I jumped, and then I died. I was so fucking angry. I was so mad that I'm like, if I could just control him jumping, this would not be an issue. So there's benefits that I would really like. I would enjoy it, but it's fine. It just makes me have to think a little bit harder. That's all. Like I have to think more.
For me, when you have a weapon that you can throw and it'll come back to you, that like if it already kind of deals with the engagement of needing to jump for me. It's like, I don't need to jump because anything that's vertically above me, I can still engage it in combat.
It's more about just the freedom you have in the environments to like, I don't know. Like I just think jumping is so.
None of those games you really jump in. None of those certain third person fucking action games really jump in, I mean, unless you're climbing in what you call it. Well, no, you jump in. You jump in the Naughty Dog game. That's just what they do. I feel like it's try to give the game more realism because how often do people fucking jump like that? I think that's the purpose why they do that. It's to give it more, because even when you're fighting, if you're gonna fight someone, you're not jumping like an asshole. Like if you're actually fighting someone. If you jump,
I think it's that
you might jump and try to stomp. Like Where you're not doing fucking high jumps. You're not gonna fucking come down on your fucking knees and your ass is touching the floor. You're pretty much sitting down and then spring the fuck up. You know, no one does that. As an adult, your knees can't exactly take you doing that all the time, you know?
Yeah, I mean, but I don't know. I just think jumping is such a core function of video games. It's like, I feel like in most TV shows, right, when you see somebody playing a video game, I feel like a common line of dialogue is, how do you jump? Like, it's just kind of like the first question that a lot of people have in video games. Like, how do you jump? Like, because I don't know what it is. I don't know if that's like a...
I agree, because that's video games from the older world. Like, obviously, the older games, like fucking Mario, you jump. That's all you do in a game is you jump.
His name was literally Jumpman.
You know, like, that's all he did.
Yeah,
he couldn't change it up and fucking do a back handspring. He just jumped, you know? Like I understand, but like it just depends on games, you know? Like if I'm playing a game that's like has me rooted to the floor, I'm just rooted to the floor, you know? That's just how that game works. I know what you mean. Like it's not like a big deal. Like it's not gonna, like, obviously, like you can't jump in God of War, and I loved that game, you know? Like I think it's great. I just think like it's hard for me to imagine, especially in like the 3D space. Like, if you named your top 10 games of all time, like, barring any ones that are, like, obviously, like, not applicable, like Tetris. Like, you can't jump in Tetris because you're not anything in Tetris. But it would be hard for me to believe that any one of those top 10 games would be a game where you couldn't jump. Like, I can't imagine that would be the case for literally any of them. God of War is one of my favorite games. That's probably one of the only ones you don't jump in.
But would it be like a top 10 of all time, you think?
Yeah, it'd be a top 10 of all time.
I think it's gonna stand the test of time, to be honest.
It's rated one of the best video games of all time, like by like margins of people, you know.
I mean, it's a great video game. It's a really great video game. But
I think as an entire piece, it definitely is one of the best of all time. As a video game with story and gameplay, environments, scenario, all that stuff, like the way the world looks, the way you interact with it, it's definitely like top 5 video games of all time.
I can't say top 5. It's definitely the top 5 Sony games without a like all time. Like I would probably say.
I'd give it top 5 of all time in general. I can think of maybe 4 games. I can think of genuinely 4 games I think that are genuinely as a game better than that.
Do you think it's better than Mario Galaxy?
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
I think Galaxy's a masterpiece. I don't think you finished Galaxy 1 because Galaxy 2 is better than Galaxy 1.
I didn't finish Galaxy. You're right. I played a little bit of Galaxy.
Galaxy 2 is better than 1.
I have a soft spot for Sunshine and 64 more than I have for Galaxy because I don't have nostalgia for Galaxy at all.
But Galaxy's better. People are going to argue with this with me. I think Galaxy is better than 64. I think Galaxy is better than 64 by like a long mile. And I don't think
that's a controversial opinion. I think that's a widely held belief.
And I think Sunshine idea-wise is a fountain full of fantastic ideas, but I think the button layout of that game is horrible. That game's button layout is fucking terrible.
I feel like maybe Mass Effect is the only game that I could see being in like top 10 of all times where you can't jump. Like Mass Effect 2.
Yeah, I was going to say that was like an obvious for me.
That's like the only one that I can imagine. And God of War, but I feel like most games in that list would, you know.
I feel Mass Effect, and then that's it. That's it.
Well, I'm trying to think like what does everyone point to as like this is the one of the best fucking games ever. Like what are the games that are
for me? I go
like
to
not even for you,
like
everybody. Like let's think of like a general thing. Like when people
widely considered.
Yeah. What do people usually go like? This is the fucking best. This game right here, motherfucker.
There's Witcher 3. Obviously, people put that up there.
Skyrim, Breath of the Wild, Minecraft, The Last of Us, The Witcher, The Witcher 3 specifically.
The Last of Us seems kind of like a go. Keep going.
Half-Life 2.
Half-Life 2.
Mass Effect 2. Resident Evil 4. So that's one of them. You can't jump in. Well,
oh yeah.
No, you can't.
That's interesting. No,
it's
you
more
can't.
of a.
You can't.
It's the same kind of jumping as God of War.
It's the same kind of jumping as God of War. GoldenEye.
It's just let's keep
GoldenEye for people at the time that were playing it is crazy, bro. Because every older person that plays GoldenEye,
that's all it is. That's a nostalgia fucking choice. That's all that is.
But think of it like this though, because I think two of the best games is Castlevania Symphony of the Night and Super Metroid, and those games are older. Don't get me wrong; they're still amazing video games till this day. Those are still fantastic video games. Like I still think those are two of the best video games ever made.
I understand what you're saying.
Some of them are immortalized, but that game isn't immortalized. I'd admit that.
Like those are both games. Those are both jumping games, also.
Very true.
Yeah, those are definitely jumping games. Yeah.
Let's see. You have Mario Galaxy, Mario World, obviously. Fucking Portal, World of Warcraft, BioShock, Metal Gear Solid, Ocarina of Time.
You can't jump in Metal Gear.
No, that's true. You can't jump in Metal Gear.
Not in a first
so I guess
four,
I guess there are more than I was thinking.
It's kind of mixed. Yeah.
I guess Final Fantasy VII is like weird because that's like a turn bit. You don't really jump in RPGs in general like that. But
the OG one, right? They're talking about that. Oh,
yeah, Final Fantasy VII.
Even a new one, you can't really jump. You can't jump in a new one really either.
That's fair. Yeah, I guess that's not a
I didn't
huge.
Play
it plays sort of like Kingdom Hearts, but it's grounded.
What game?
Really? Could you
Final Fantasy
could you jump in 15? I feel like you could.
You could throw your thing and you could teleport at people. So yeah, kind of.
Oh, but I mean like an actual jump button.
You can't jump in Final Fantasy VII Remake?
No, there's no.
I feel like I thought you could.
So did I, because I guess I'm just thinking of like Kingdom Hearts or some shit.
You can do fuck shit where you spring around, but it's not like press X to jump. There's no button like that.
You know what?
But in
honestly,
15 you can teleport, so it's pretty much jumping. You can teleport up as jumping. Yeah. Essentially.
Kingston, you'll appreciate this.
What's up?
I've actually been. I jumped back into Breath of the Wild recently.
And what?
I like it a lot more now than I did back then.
It's a great video game.
It is really good. I think the issue was like I put it down for too long, and then when I came back to it, I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't remember how to play this fucking thing, and I was like so deep into it that I was like, they were like, kill the third divine beast, and I'm like, what?
Where?
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, and it's just all these like secrets and shit. It's like I don't know, but one thing that's amazing with Breath of the Wild that I think it's gotten in my good graces a little bit more again is because it's such a good, it does a good job of like getting you involved in the mechanics very slowly, but not in like a boring way. I still think the shrines are a little.
The intro mission where you're going throughout the Great Plateau in the very beginning is one of the best in tutorials in a video game like ever. Like
it is really good.
It teaches you about the weather system. It teaches you about like cutting things down and how that actually works. Because I remember we were first doing it, we were like, you can actually cut things down like proper. You can see where you chop shit. You can make wood and set fires. You can cook food. Like you put on extra clothes so you don't get cold. Like it's a really, really good video game with such a detail.
Yeah.
And it was rare because it's Nintendo. Like Nintendo doesn't put extreme attention to detail in their games,
No.
They put detail. There's detail in it, of course. It's obvious because they're very stylized. But like that game gives you a lot of like, oh, this is a world you're gonna exist in, and then after that, the world opens up. And what happens is that they put so much function into that one area that by the time you leave and you explore the world, you kind of feel like the world's kind of empty by the time you're done exploring it.
Yeah.
Which is one thing I have really true about that. The world feels kind of empty at moments, but then you get to Ganon's castle, and Ganon's castle is like a fucking fever pitch of like crazy ideas and enemies, and like you looping through, and like there's shrines inside the fucking castle, and that's really cool. And I wish they did that for everything.
I'm just appreciating the exploratory, because I think even when I first started, I was like, I don't know how cooking works really. Like I didn't understand the entire time I was playing. Like, but then like I replayed the tutorial again, and I'm like, oh, spicy. Like if you put, what is it, spicy peppers or whatever the fuck, it gives you like cold resistance, and that's like, oh, cool. Like I never really thought about that shit, and I probably should have, but I don't know.
Like in Skyrim with the potions, like I got to the point in Skyrim where I would just eat everything. Like I'd get to and I would eat like, what did this do to me? This damaged my stamina. Cool. I'd eat something else. Oh, this damaged my fucking health, or this gave me health. And it's a lot of trial and error. But that I would say you should stream that game, man. Because you playing that game and you finding all those, like you figuring out the world and all that, one would be a really, really good thing to see.
Maybe, yeah.
People would enjoy it.
I'll think about it. I am trying to stream a little bit more, but yeah, I don't know. What do we got now? We have.
What do we at? Like an hour 45?
Yeah, I think we're. Is that where we're at?
Well,
hour 45. Yeah. We got an hour 45.
We take one more question.
Yeah, we'll do one more. We'll try and keep it simple. Let's see. What the fuck is this? Paying my black dog reparations via belly rubs. Hey, African trio. Yes, I consider Chris African. All right.
Okay.
If you were hypothetically kidnapped by an evil lich and has you choose between having a godlike thigh job from Black Cat only for her to shapeshift into Joe Biden just before you nut, or having your pubes and your teeth switch places permanently, what would you choose? Asking for a friend.
I'll say the thigh job.
Yeah, I'll deal with it.
Yeah.
Or I just won't. I won't finish, and then I'll be like, "Hey,
can I touch her? Can I touch her?
I mean, it's. Are you not? Aren't you already?
Can I reach out and
like touch like parts of her?
Yeah.
I don't know. Didn't specify.
Exactly, bro.
So you said that like it turns into Joe Biden. Did I hear that correctly?
Mm-hmm. At the end, right before
yeah, that's fine.
That's fine.
That's fine.
Would you? It
didn't start off weird. It just ended up weird, you know.
But would you?
Yeah, like it's not like I'm not gay. I didn't want Joe Biden. You know, like it just happened.
Like if someone blindfolds you and sucks your dick, you know, and you wake up and it's a dude, like this guy sucked my dick. That's weird, but I didn't want him to suck my dick. I'm gonna go about my day. That's it. I was assaulted.
I mean, that's basically all you can do, really.
Is go about
just accept it that way.
Go about your day understanding that men suck dick better than women, and you're like, well, this is news. This is news. Alert the fucking alert channel 7. The men are better at sucking dick, and you go about your life.
Oh my god! All right, well that answers.
I feel like dudes would be better at fucking hand jobs, though. I feel like dudes would probably be way better at hand jobs than women. Just by, you know, like years of practice.
Oh, yeah, that's obvious. That's obviously true. Thanks to everybody who listened today. Remember, you can support us over at patreon.com/thesnarktank. $1 a month gets you early access to every episode and access to bonus solo episodes. $5 gets your question read on the show. $10 gets you access to our Discord server. That's one payment, and you're in for good.
Support us. I got to feed my future kids.
Yeah, support us, please.
Kids.
God fucking damn it.
Those kids are stupid. They're not even mine. That kid ain't mine, Keisha. That kid ain't mine.
All right, I'm just
the boy ain't mine. Or wait. Oh, what's the Billie Jean? Not my nigga.
It's not.
She's just a slut. Says
all right, let's calm down. Let's all just hold up.
That bitch is
that
not
piece
my
of
son.
shit is not my son.
That's stupid.
Put him
piece
up
of
for
garbage.
adoption, 'cause I ain't fucking with him.
I don't want him.
All right.
I don't want the fucking kid.
All right. And $25 gets your name. It took a second for me to find the. It was Patreon was being
no
weird.
worries.
And $25 gets your name dyslexically read at the end of the show, which I will now do. Special thanks to Nikki Ziggy also, who always gets left out of this for some reason. But count me down.
3, 2, 1.
Duncan, Wage Slave 583, Stout, whatever the fuck, however you pronounce that. Does Sandman come stand to avoid unwanted pregnancies?
Yes.
What was this again? DEDNCYD?
Dead
inside.
Dead inside. Christ, I got it. All right, dead inside. I
Nigga
tried
gangsta
so hard.
for short.
Arcane Furukawa, sorry for crashing your Halo 3 customs. I just wanted to gravity hammer Jakey. Shrinkus Finkeldunk, the warlock who is using transversive steps, and $25 gets you into Knotfest, a furry convention definitely not full of mascots. I'm Chris and I love to yiff. I am looking for Knotfest, but why do I see mascots? That's two Knotfest things in a row.
What? Why?
I don't know. He who nuts loudest and last ain't right, because united we stand, united we come. The immortal words of the council have come. I challenge the other Connor King to a fight to the death. There can only be one. Paraplegics aren't people because people are bipedal. Roller skater, the bipolar masturbator. Grubin, sucking history's fat cock. I called the Coast Guard to save my anal virginity. Chris Raygun, more like Chris Racism. The Quaalude shot from half court. Ryber 525 and the mystery of the sudden uptick in tomboy appreciation. Jack King Hoff. 10 hours of Spawn saying Malboja, relaxing sounds for stress relief, meditation, and deep sleep. Malboja. Jesus Christ. Is this going to keep happening every time now?
Yes.
Sweeney. That
Smile,
is so fucking disconcerting.
Smile.
It's unreal.
Smile one more time. I got to capture this.
It looks genuinely horrifying.
Oh my god, it's amazing. I'm fucking posting the shit out of this.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, we have an Instagram now. It's Snark Tank IG.
Oh yeah.
So go check that out. I don't know. We'll post some stuff there at some point.
Yeah, I posted a fucking picture there yesterday or something.
Yeah. I'll post some stuff.
I don't have a face.
All right.
Dude, that's incredible.
Ever-growing library of Marasov Fuda porn. Tell him Steve Dave. Chris Raygun, more like cringe gay cum. A duck walked up to a lemonade stand and he said to a man running the stands, "Hey, bum got any cum?" Tubercularized Arthur Morgan, Andre Brooks, Peggy the boy is alt-right, not gay Ben, I'm not gay, no really seriously, I'm not, I swear, you have to believe me. Derek would fuck the shit out of God to kill him. Bears, if I were an animal, I'd be a bear. They're cute, dear Lord, I'm going to hell for that. John Strickland, Mercs 1889, yes, Derek, it counts as bestiality if you want to fuck Charlie's alright, when in doubt, splooge it out. The First Church of Keith David, the Renegade Highway Tires, just want to hug your face at high velocity. Do I smell a brappy patty? Plankton. Sammy and his big titty fishy, all you do is look pretty and then you fuck. They call me too short, baby. I don't know what the fuck that means. Drunken Doulahan, Free Roz, Doug Dimmitt, dumbass, a tiny Asian man whose cock is massive in relation to his body, but still small in relation to the regular sized people. Come man, the man of come. Blake 896, down to Uncle Ben, waiting for a revive. Epic Oshawott, fucking kill me. Hey boss, Lamau, I caused a crazy game right into a camera. This is funny. I don't know. I'm sorry, man. Fuck you. Ryan Lucchesi. Chris, I can't live outside of a city. I'm a city slicker. Maldonado, Sloshy Scout, Adrasoni, this is my kingdom come. This is my kingdom come. Tommy, the atrocious alien fucker. Ethan Gack, guzzling Chris's cummies, formerly known as the powerful N-wordetry of within Chris. There, I fixed it. Keith David's Golden Boys, paying my black dog reparations via belly rubs. Hard hat skydiver, Yabba Dabba domestic abuse. Alaskan oilfield trash. Jordan Peterson's fat hog. Debunking wyverns. Marcus.
What?
Debunking wyverns. They're not real, Sweeney. He's debunking them.
Okay.
Marcus
Marcus
Short and Papa Nurgle. Queen Elizabeth's crystal clean vagine. Tom's breedable Mexican femboy. Murder Ascended. Keith David, the dyslexic that feels Chris's pain. This is the apocalypse. Whoa. Lobotomized Jesus, patron saint of pillow humpers. The only stick I touch while driving is my penis.
Oh, I get that. I get that now. Sorry.
I masturbate while driving. Yeah, it's fucking awful. Hiroshima Spicy Mushrooms, Stitstrip Kemma, Dummy Thick Dave, Heartless Wretch, aka the idiot who spent 4 hours trying to find clips of Full Metal Sheen. I give it a 9.5 out of 10. That's a pretty nice cock. Ramsey ramming the Remington into his own mouth. Yummy, 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 come inside my tummy. Jackson Absage, Badly Brave, Ethereum, Chris Gate, my Virginian hunting ass, all hands on dick, Arrow, Melphis 1, LQ, LeBron, Victor 86, and as always, King of Haphazard. Rounding out the list.
King
of Haphazard.
The king.
By the way, I don't know if you guys saw, but I did a presentation at the Sacred Symbols live show, and I literally just showed Keith David to the entire audience.
Oh, of course. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, that was fantastic.
Yeah. I wanted to make sure that I did my due diligence, spreading the word.
I fucking added him on Twitter, but I don't think he saw it.
Yeah, I tagged him in the photo. He's not really active on Twitter that much, but
man, we gotta fucking get his ass.
He's not active on Twitter because he goes on Twitter and people say fuck shit to him, and he's like, I'm not gonna stay in this place.
It's a reasonable.
They goes on Twitter and people call him like nigga, and I'm like, why are you calling him that?
Well, I think
have you any respect for him?
Well, I think that was the thing. Like, so it was probably some dumbass that's like uses nigga every other word and meant it as a term of endearment, but like he didn't realize that Keith David, a respectable man, wouldn't like that.
Yeah. All right.
People are so
how dare you call me nigga?
All right,
Don't you
I'm
heaven.
out.
Don't you call me.
We're gonna go. Bye.
Little bitch. What am I ring? Fuck you, little bitch. Fuck you, little bitch.